Well, big up, and welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. I'm Liverpool 12th Man, and we are up early on a Saturday. How about barely going to sleep on a Saturday? And we are joined by Lee, Milante, and Brian. And we are going to get into a little bit of a little roll call for today. My Liverpool cap on here. And hopefully you're with us for this roll call. I know that we put it together somewhat put together because I didn't get the right title, but Brian, like a good red, had our back and got us an episode ready to rock and roll. So I'll bring in the guys right now. Lee, how are you doing today?
Good. Looking forward to the game.
Good. Milante, how you doing? Good, I'm sure. Good. Okay. Easy.
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm just gonna put my camera on quickly. This is let me just. This is I'm doing some bit of DIY, but yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, apart from that, yeah, no, I'm good, thanks, man. I'm good, thanks, man. Ready for today's game, but we'll discuss the lineup in a minute.
Yeah. Brian, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Got stung with a dodgy leak there earlier on. Somebody said Nunes is starting. He's not. So the FPL leaks, which is usually pretty spot on. And no, so somebody obviously dropped a red herring out there.
Probably went
with what they thought was sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it does, but what is the lineup is Lucho, Cody, Salah, Dom, Mac, Grav, Trent, Ibu, Verge, Robbo, and Ali. Pretty much the preferred starting 11, I think, by this coach. I'll go as far as to say that because despite the fact of the Lucho experiment has brought some good returns, it's also brought some so-so returns when he's put it in. Yeah, exactly. KJ, not Diaz in 9 again. Yeah. I guess he's doing this because he believes that Lucho can break down this apparent low block that they're going to probably project to be the case for Ipswich today. But we'll see. What's your thoughts on the lineup, Lee?
But I was hoping Darwin would get his chance, and I fancied that he could perhaps get a goal today if he started the game. That's not to say he can't get a goal coming off the bench. That could still happen. He got two off the bench the other away to Brentford. But yeah, he must have just looked at it. He must have watched a bit of Ipswich, thought about it, and probably thought, okay, I'll go with this for these. And we have to trust in his decisions, don't we? Like, he knows more than us. So about how to break teams down. Maybe it's just as simple as now, mind you, Diaz has been playing. I was going to say giving Diaz a game, but he's been playing. And it's not like he's not been playing. Why Darwin's Darwin started one game against Lille. Yeah. I was hoping he'd play, but it doesn't. It doesn't matter to me who plays as long as we win.
Did you see I don't know. I'm sure it wasn't high on everyone's list, but did you see the Ipswich game versus City last week?
I didn't. I haven't looked at the goals from it. Oh, did I? Hang on.
I mean, it was 6-0. So, but they set up with they run a similar setup of a 4-2-3-1 in that matchup at least, and they also had Doku, who pretty much would be what you would want or try to get out of Lucho on the left. They had Foden on the right. They had KDB in the middle, and then they had Haaland up front. So that's why I was wondering if you'd gone Nunez up front and then gone Lucho on the left and then gone Salah on the right, and then, go either maybe switch it up and go Elliott in the 10 if you want to give that, more versatile passing number 10 in your display. That could have been interesting to see, but I guess he chose elsewise. What do you think about this, Nolante?
To be honest, again, I'm disappointed by Slot. I think I kind of know you referred back to type. I just feel this is Ipswich. It's not Real Madrid. It's not City. You could have rested more players. Robert Tsimikas was, that was coming from a while away. Tsimikas could have started, but I would have just played Tsimikas again. Robert can start PSV because I think Tsimikas says, deserve his chance. In terms of the defence, fair enough. Kwanzaa's going to play in the midweek, so Ibu coming in, so that's fine. I would have rested Grav.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done an Endo and Mac. Mac done 45 minutes, so I think that would have been fine in the midfield. I would have loved to see Elliott start today. I think this is the perfect game for him to start.
Mm-hmm.
He's came on, he's looked sharp. I think it's a perfect game to start.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of the front, I'm disappointed. Look, again, and this is the problem Slot does. Like, Nunez, again, one game, I'm glad to him. That was his first 90 minutes for how long, I don't know. And just let him continue. And I'm done with it. Like, KJ said, I'm done with the Diaz in the false role.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with it. Unless injury permitting, I'm done with Diaz in the false role, and then I would have started Chiesa. And I've said this, I've been consistent. I don't think Salah needs to play in this game. He could be benched. Chiesa can get 60, 70 minutes from the start. Let's see how he goes, mate. It's the perfect game, but we move anyway. We move.
Mm-hmm. Brian, how about yourself?
It's the lineup I wanted. It's the lineup I predicted. The lineup, I think everybody, apart from Simi, I think it's our strongest team. I don't think there's room for messing around here. This is the league. I don't care if it's Ipswich or if it's Manchester City. This is the league. We put out our best team, put out our strongest team, resting players. I'm not about that right now. I don't think they need rest. I don't think they'd be playing if they needed rest. You can rest people against in the league if you want, and you can take people off after half an hour. But games like these, you try and be too clever, bringing in different people and upsets the balance. The next thing you know, you're having to you got to turn to the bench, and the Elliott experiment hasn't worked or whatever it might be, and you've got to bring someone on. So right now, no, I want to be winning games as soon as possible, as early as possible if we can, and that's about bringing out our best team. It's always been about the league. We spoke the other day about Arsenal getting great success because Saliba and Gabriel played 98%, 99% of the games together. That goes across the whole pitch for me when you've got pivotal players in positions like this. I don't want to change. Like, you can bring someone off after 65 minutes. This isn't just Ipswich. This is a Premier League game at home. We've lost them before against weaker teams. I wouldn't be taking a chance. I want to put out my strongest team if I'm the manager and put in the best formation. Like, I know you say like revert to type, but I mean, if by revert to type you mean doing what he's done that's gotten us to the top of the league and the Champions League, I mean, I don't really see what the problem is.
Yeah. Take no chances, rest them against PSV if need be. Is what Red Armchair supporters saying. Reels and Jarrett agrees.
Got the Plymouth game coming up as well. We'll be able to rest a load.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's not for me.
In fact, there's a James Curtis is out for that, the Plymouth game, because we got it done with him then to play midfield. But we've still got Morton. Endo will probably play in defence against Plymouth, I would imagine. So you'd be looking at like Morton and Elliott and AN other.
Yeah.
You know, whoever he decides to pick with them two, probably against Plymouth.
Strong team, get the 3 points. That's what Bonkers is saying.
I think I offended Nalante.
Honestly, Hyler honestly believes that Diaz is more of a winger, but today it's going to be small spaces and room to move in that will maybe demand a technical, more quote-unquote football intelligent attacker. Okay.
Oh, he's definitely a winger. No doubt. No doubt this is not his best position. It's a bit uncomfortable for him, that's it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I brought up some other quotes when you were speaking about what KJ brought up about he actually thinks that he likes Diaz in the 9, but over the last few weeks it's been proven that it only works against teams that like to play you're saying mid blocks or low blocks. It doesn't really work. And last but not least, Hyler said he doesn't think there is just one answer to those football questions. Sometimes Diaz works in the number 9 position and sometimes he doesn't. That depends on the opposition. Today it's going to be tight. It will be a pretty tight acquisition to go up against because they certainly set up pretty much like they are batten down the hatches. And yeah. I know Mark A is saying he's not sure about Diaz in the 9 today. You know, is it our coach saying, hey, you know what? I know more than any of you guys out there. Maybe so. Or is he just being stubborn with this number 9, Lucha on the 9? Who knows?
Yeah, I think him and his analysis team will have had a good look at Ipswich, and they've gone and decided that this is the best way to win today.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it is true. We've dropped home points to United, who are very low in the table. We dropped home points to Fulham. We don't want to be doing it again. We don't want to be doing it again this season. Never mind today. We want to be winning all our games at home for the rest of the season and winning that league.
Originally they set up when they faced against City, they set up in a 5-4-1, basically. I mean, you couldn't have pretty much. It wasn't probably more like a 6-3 or 6-4 rather than a 5-4-1 because they were definitely trying to. Despite being at home, they were definitely still trying to make sure that they didn't get embarrassed, despite the fact that they ended up getting somewhat embarrassed 6-0 by City last time. Today, it looks like the initial setup. Now, I'm not saying this is what will be there, but the initial setup looks like a 4-2-3-1. Some of the names we expected to be there. Thank you, Gene Gray. Thank you. Appreciate it. It was a fun night for sure. Got a lot of cool appreciations for the trip, the yearly trip around the sun for myself. But thank you. That was very nice of you to say, Gene. But yeah, the lineup though that we're gonna be going up against is certainly something that I think we had pretty much all expected to see. I don't think there's any names in there that are like kind of surprise additions. Did you see? Is anyone in that lineup that you're like, oh, you know, that was a wild one to see? Or there's a wild card. Yeah, for Ipswich.
No, their team's fairly settled, isn't it? They've got a fairly settled side, haven't they? They've got a good idea what their best 11, 12, 13 players are and tend to stick to it, don't they?
Yeah. Well, now that Calvin Phillips has definitely solidified himself as being a starter. their striker Liam Delap. He's the City player, I believe, right?
Yeah.
He is certainly someone that is created himself a normal starting position in that striker role. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of service he does get today, like how they're going to try to get him involved and try to get him unloaded, because that's certainly what is going to. Either they're going to come out and try to hit us early, or do you think they're just going to sit back and then just hope that they get a some type of surprise bounce or some type of
that's what they'll be relying on, some type of bit of luck or something from a set play. I think they'll be hoping for. That's what their plan will be. And aside from that, their plan will be to keep us out. I mean, I feel it will be tight today. That they're going to make us work for the points today, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope that we achieve it easily. I hope it's a breeze, that we score an early goal, settle down, relax, and get another and another. But I see it being a difficult game today. I don't know why. I just feel that. I feel like he will make us work for it today. And it's a Premier League game. They've got some half-decent players. They're not the worst side. They only just about lost at Arsenal, didn't they, a few weeks ago, by 1 goal. Okay, they got a pan and a home, in Ipswich off City, but that happens. That happens to teams that they're in the relegation zone, aren't they? It happens if you're down there. You're going to get hiding sometimes. It's just a shame that it happened immediately before they came here, that their last game was a 6-0 at home. You know what I mean? But that's football, isn't it? It wasn't done. It wasn't done just to annoy us, was it? City didn't do it just to annoy us. They did it because they needed to.
Yeah. That seems like I see that Marquet is. This is a name I've heard brought up a couple of times actually. This Leif Davis. He's saying he has a good set piece delivery. It's their left back. 25, I believe, or something like that. Possible debut or a chance to debut his talents or possible audition for him today. I know we've already seen him play once, but it's different when you're at Anfield. I'll double check for you, KJ. Let me see. No, 20. He's 25. He's 25. He's December 20, or I can't see what that says. December 30th or 31st. December 30th, 1998 or 99. Excuse me.
Okay.
So he is 25.
25.
Yeah, a little bit older than you might think. Yeah, but I've heard his name being mentioned before. Do you think this could be an actual audition, or if you want to answer the previous question,
audition for
maybe left back duties for Liverpool? I know that some people have actually
Leif
said
Davis.
they like.
Oh, right. No.
Davis.
No, I don't think so. No, I mean,
I've seen some people in the chat. I can't remember who was specifically, but I remember that there were some people that said how they like Leif Davis, and they were mentioning they were offering him up as a name as to.
Oh no,
not
for me anyway.
That's a devout no. Okay.
Oh, he's a good player, but just good for them. Can't remember where they got from.
Okay. Yeah, KJ says he's seen rumors and he is a decent left back, to be honest. Okay. Just wondering if you thought so. Maybe thought in the chat that's what you think.
I haven't seen enough of him personally, to make a judgment on the guy. So, I couldn't say. I've just not seen enough of him yet. With them only just returning to the league. I was shocked when you said the last time we played them was all them years ago at Anfield. It's a long time since we played them at Anfield, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is a long time.
Mark's been watching them.
Yeah, 23 years.
We need Max. I'm sure Max has been watching every Ipswich game.
Yeah, 23 years it's been. That's the last time they were at Anfield, actually. 23 years ago. Long time. And last time they were here, we served them up a little high fives. And also, let's get this clean sheet for our captain today on his 300th match. Hyler saying Virgil's 300th match today. How time flies. Trust me, I know that all too well from my festivities yesterday. Time flies very quickly for us all. And it's his 300th match. Wow. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? We can only wish that it was 400th or 500th. That's what we could have wished. So I think we would have wished. But yeah. We got JK in the house too. Bringing JK. JK, how you doing?
Yeah, afternoon, guys. How you cool?
All right, mate.
All right, man. Brian as well. Lee sounds happy. He's not happy. Darwin's not starting.
Yeah. He did, right?
It's all right, bro. He'll come on, score 2. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm surprised Diaz is actually starting. I just thought he might be rested because he was like looking a bit dodgy the other day. But okay, he's ready to play. Bless KJ as well.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. We're talking about how for some of us the Lutro experiment isn't exactly our cup of tea. For others, others don't mind it. Others don't mind it, but like maybe not today. And some are for it. Some back the coach in his decision. Regardless, we're gonna hope for the best and hope that it presents something that we're looking forward to. Certainly, Nunez off the bench has proven to be a resource to utilize as well. Maybe it's this way that he's bringing it out because he plans on starting Nunez and some of the other names that we were looking at maybe getting a start today in that upcoming game that we have. But I don't know. I really did think I wasn't fully on board with like there was a concerted effort over the internet I noticed in the Start Elliott campaign. And that was an interesting shout too. That was an interesting shout. Would you have done if not Nunez in the 9, would you have maybe started Elliott in the 10 today?
JK? If I was a manager of a team and stuff, I prefer to start my strongest team and then make changes when it's cool. Instead of it's 0-0, you still got all the first 11 still on the pitch, and it's the 89th minute. You know, I'd rather get the job done early, and then allow people like Elliot, Darwin, Endo even to get game time. Chiesa as well. Because the games are coming fast every day. Every 3 days we've got a game. And football, I don't understand how fans don't see football as a squad game. It's not just about the first 11. You know, some fans moan our subs are not good enough. But when you look at our subs bench sometimes, you're like, bloody hell, that's pretty nice. You know, we've got 6 attackers. 6. No other team in the Premier League has that.
I've been pleased with the way he's used the squad and the subs so far, Arnie. I've been a fan of his subs. I think he's very shrewd, isn't he, Arnie? So when he's got a bench that's probably more to his liking, when a few players have left and a few have come in, we'll be even more deadly, won't we? Like in that regard, hopefully, because there has been a lot of games this season where we've had to wait till the second half to get teams. Ipswich away was one of them games. The first half we couldn't get to them. Second half we could. And that's the thing with Arnie, like a lot this season, isn't it? Like it's been a second half improvement in a lot of games, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's great to play great have a performance for the whole 90 minutes, but if it takes till the second half, if it takes till late on, then it takes that long.
Yeah, but I think there's like the Plymouth game, even the Tottenham game, Elliot can play a part in that. Even today, I think he'll come on early because we've got a game on Wednesday as well. So that's another game for him to do something with. There's enough players now who have come back from sort of injuries and are like ready to play. Chiesa, one of them. Elliot, another. Even Darwin, So for me, that's good to have that on the subs bench. And bless Gene in the chat as well.
I hope we're in the position to do that today, that we're in a good position and can then sub players without, diminishing the side, and jeopardising the result. I hope we're able to do that at some point today.
What do you think is, this is a question from Hyler, he's saying for the panel, he's saying, what is our best weapon against, in your opinion, what is our best weapon against low block teams?
Dribbling. The old school dribble. Get the ball, beat two guys, shoot. Like, come on, man. It's as simple as that. Maradona, for me, the greatest player, him and Messi, for example, they could dribble past four guys on a low block and score. It's all about dribbling in them sort of situations, unless you've got a banger in you, which is going to hit it from outside the box. Yeah, if you've got it, do it. But for me, the main one would be, like, Diaz can dribble, but I think sometimes he needs to dribble where it's dangerous, get a penalty, whatever, set someone up. But for me, dribbling is the biggest weapon against low block teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gave him my answer earlier on. It's width and patience. If you're up against a low block team, you have to be patient. And if they want to sit deep, you have to use width. You have to pin players. You have to have guys out on the wings. So if they want to sit deep and pack the box, there's nothing you can really do about that. But if you stretch them, if you get them to the point where they just break apart, and that by putting people out wide, you spread them across the pitch, then it may be a low block, but you can open it up. You can create gaps through the middle of it, and then allow somebody to do, like what JK said, move through those spaces. But width is the most important, and to see how brave they are. Will they stay in their shape and leave a winger unmarked, or will they go out and try and meet him? And when they try and go out and meet them, there's your space. So it's kind of like a game of mental chess, and then like to create the opportunities and the moments and the spaces to do what JK is talking about, little passes, little dribbles. But it takes patience. If you try and force it, you're going to be, if you're just slinging balls in and just trying to, that's no good. They'll just eat that stuff up all day. You just got to be, remember that you're better than them at football. Wait for them to make a mistake, but create those opportunities by doing that. That, to me, that's the best. But patience, really.
Yeah,
I think I can understand what you're saying, and maybe that's more of the game plan today, is to wear them down. We are more of a second half team than we are a first half team, so I think we will get a goal in the first half, to be honest with you, but wear them down, recognize and realize that this, as JK said earlier, that we do have Salah, Lucho, and Cody. Or excuse me, Salah, Lucho, and Cody on the pitch today, but we still have on the bench, as far as reserves for that front line, or at least for front line, maybe in the 10. We have Elliot, Nunez, Chiesa, and Jayden Danns. Jayden Danns obviously in for Diego on the bench. So that is some definite firepower sitting and waiting.
Like for me, McAllister is sort of really important in these type of games, because like he's the type of guy who can pass them little balls through. He's not fast, so he has to dribble past people, and he can do that sometimes, you know. In tight spaces, he works pretty well. So people like him and Diaz, who are very good on Champions League games, if you've noticed, them two guys are real good when we play Champions League. They need that sort of form in the Premier League as well, you know. Diaz has got it in him to beat players, but do it in a way that it's actually dangerous, where something comes out of that, you know.
Yeah. And then again, we have always the options on the bench of bringing Simicast for Robbo, which I think we should see. You can bring in Connor Bradley as well for a little change up for our right back. Endo is more defensive. I don't know if Endo is going to see any action particularly today, but
I think he will. I think he'll get minutes today.
You think he'll get minutes? Okay.
Yeah, I think Grav could get a rest with 20 left if it's going well.
Yeah.
But let's not also forget when we're talking about scoring, I can very much see us a situation occurs where, you know, it's a game of football. They're going to get chances, right? You know, they will. You know, something will happen. If they get a corner and they're out of their low block and we catch them up the pitch, that's when we can really hurt these guys. If we can drag them up the pitch and turn it over, oh man, we can destroy, because once they have to go for the corner, they have to go for the free kick or whatever, we win it, we turn it over, and it's 3v2, we're going to have some joy there. So that's another place I can see us hurting these guys.
95 minutes plus to get one goal. One is all we need, essentially. And I feel quite confident that Arnie and his backroom staff, his analysis team, have had a good look at Ipswich and worked out ways we can hurt them today and create chances in different ways as well. Not just, you know, there'll be a few different things we've probably thought of. I think we'll win today, but I do think they'll make us work for it. I do think they'll put on a decent performance, and make us really work for it.
You're right, they will.
Yeah.
They're a proud team, you know. They play for their manager. They play for their fans. They don't want to be. They're not one of those Southamptons. Like, yeah, they just got beat 6, but I don't think they've embarrassed themselves or let themselves down really at all over the season. So if we let them get settled and comfortable, you know, so an early goal would be perfect. Unsettle their game plan, make them, you know, just sit there and go, right, so you're going to settle for a loss, or you're going to come out and try and play?
Yeah.
It's
a big question. It's a big question. What they're going to look, they're going to be, they're definitely going to try to put a quick silence. I think they are going to try to come out and hit us, you know, with something early, simply because they're going to want to take some of the atmosphere out of the game, and feel it's not an easy place to play for anyone, much less a team that is trying to battle out of relegation currently. And a point could be a win for Ipswich today. That's how I think.
They love a point. Oh, they love a point. Yeah.
But for me, bro, I'm going into this game confident with Liverpool Football Club. I remember the first game of the season. These guys have just come up. They're going to give it to us, and they actually ended up doing that. We just about won that game, you know. So for me, I'm going into this game solid. Let's win this game next. That's that sort of mentality I want from our players today. None of this, fluffing around, showing a bit too much respect.
Okay. Yeah.
We have to watch out for Jayden Philogene. We all know how I feel about Jayden Philogene. It may never happen, but he is someone. Him, Amari Hutchinson, and Delap, they're no jokes. You know, they do need to be watched. So, like Mark is bringing up about they have 2 quick wingers, and someone mentioned earlier on about don't leave Delap 1-on-1. But those guys, they have quality. You know, 20 million they paid City for Delap. You know, highly rated. He's been doing the business for him. It was his presence that meant Kwanzaa was taken off in that first half of that game, second halftime in that game. So we don't need to underestimate them. But like JK said, you know, that was the first game of the season. I think I had that as a 1-1 at the time. I was expecting them to be really fired up and give us a good account of themselves. But this is Anfield now. This is
Okay.
different. This is our so. I expect us to get the same kind of version of Ipswich, like you were talking about, like being strong and up for it and trying to. But we should have more than enough to overcome that. You know, their best shouldn't be good enough to beat us, even if they give it their best. So I'm
I
happy.
guess.
I'm happy
I
with the
guess.
team.
I guess another bit. One of the big questions of the day is the gingerbread man going to be there today?
I don't know. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if he's allowed into Liverpool. It's his history with a proud musical history in Liverpool. I don't think Ed Sheeran is allowed across the border, as far as I know.
Okay.
Is that
Just
where he's
wondering.
from, Ipswich, is it? Ed Sheeran.
He sponsors their shirts, man.
I'll
He
try
already
not to
sponsored.
hold it against Ipswich as a city and a destination, and I didn't know that he was from there. The musical criminal Edward Sheeran.
The musical
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's doing it this season, but last
musical
season,
criminal.
his album was like XO or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, he was sponsoring their shirts.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
mate,
I
one
mean,
of
there
the
is his name. The name of his record company or his record label is Gingerbread Man. Gingerbread Man Records is the name. So that's why.
And
I
you
was
know
calling
the
it.
name of his new album, Music Criminal.
Ah, I got you. Understand. Now I get it. Now I get it.
smooth music criminal.
Got you. Got you. Well, hopefully it's
He's not
curtains
smooth.
for him. So
We
how about
should
that
have
one?
like a
Since we're all
sort
trying to
of,
go down the gingerbread
we
man's song
we
discography.
should have a sort of light entertainment version of the Nuremberg trials where war criminals are held to account and people like Ed Sheeran and other people from TV and the music and that who've committed heinous crimes against humanity could be brought to account for what they've done and made to pay for their crimes. It'd just be community service. They'd have to clean the streets or something. You couldn't do nothing too harsh to
No. They'd start busking. If you let them out on the streets, they wouldn't be able to help themselves. They'd start busking again. They'd start. Next day, they'd bring a guitar with them.
Oh
They were
my
supposed to be clean.
goodness.
They'd just start knocking out a few songs on a street corner. Yeah, Ed
That's
Sheeran
when-
and get Coldplay up in the dock as well. Coldplay up first, and then
That's-
Ed Sheeran.
That's when like the spirit of John Belushi pops out, takes the guitar and smashes it like Animal
Yes.
House.
Yeah, this is not what you're here to do. You're here to sweep.
There you go. There you go. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with today. See if the gingerbread man is there. See also who from our chat might be there as well. Maybe you are on your way to the game. Hopefully, if you are or if you're there, be safe, enjoy the game. I don't know. Do we have what is the weather like today for the game too, by the way?
I'm gonna gamble on windy.
Windy, cold, I'm sure.
I do have a question for people in the chat because it's come up a bit, I suppose. And just people in the chat, but also yourselves. Is anybody worried about Ali today?
Why would you say? Why would you ask that?
No.
There's a lot of. I've just seen a lot of kind of. He hasn't, he's still very rusty, not back to his best. But I just see a lot of, not a lot, but a few people that were doing predicted or teams that were having Kelleher in.
Had Kelleher in or what?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the whole 8-11.
I think that experiment, maybe if we had really fallen onto some harsh times, maybe if the rust was still apparently there for Ali, yeah. But Ali's our starter. I think everyone knows that. I accept it, despite the fact that I definitely thought that Ali hasn't looked his sensational best. We could say that, and considering that Kelleher, especially towards the end of his run, was really, really putting on some high level performances. But yeah, the Gafford made it more than obvious that Ali is our starter. When he comes back, Ali starts. At least that's the perception I got.
Mm.
Yeah. James says she is worried.
Yeah.
He's our number one.
Yeah,
I know Nilante is big on Kelleher getting the shout.
Yeah.
Not as I know, and I'm just saying that I've seen a lot of people kind of not slagging off Ali, just saying he's been rusty since he came back, and
Yeah, he
Kelleher
has
did
looked
nothing
in a bit,
wrong.
hasn't he? It's took him longer than it normally takes him to get into his stride, hasn't it, this time around with Ali? Usually when he comes back after a couple of months layoff, a few months layoff.
Are we nitpicking though?
Probably are. We are nitpicking.
I think we are nitpicking because it's like
that's the new thing now, bro. Everyone bloody nitpicks. I'm like, yo, I understand nitpicking if we're 10th and we're not qualifying for the next round of the Champions League. We are top of the league, bro. So we're making problems that are not existing. And I don't understand that type of fans. It's just like, come on, man.
The hair is clean. There's no nitpicking to be done. You know,
there's nothing to be done, bro.
No,
we are where we are because of what we've been doing. If, like you said, if we'd been doing the same thing for the last 20 games and we were in 7th, then we should be pouring over everything. Yeah. But now it's like the things that we're doing gotten us where we are. Where we are is top of everything. Not saying we can't be looking at things, but I think we're talking about micro issues, not macro issues. You're talking about tiny little things. Oh, that could be better. Yeah, everything could be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, Darwin could be on 50 goals. Matt could be on 20 assists. Virgil could have the 100% clean sheet record. But that's never going to happen. You're never going to have the perfect world. So I think right now, I don't. Yeah, it's like with the left back thing. It's like, do we need a new left back? Yeah, probably, almost certainly. Do we need something done in that position? Do we need it now? No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Don't need to do that in January. Look at that in the summer. But right now, could Ali be? Is Ali going to, like, Ali's 32 now. Is he going to be the same Ali he was 5 years ago in 2 years' time? Maybe, maybe not, but it's not an issue now. He's still, what? Is he the best in the world right now? Probably not, but he's. I wouldn't.
Ederson's gone down a bit, hasn't he? The Ederson.
Man. Ederson's lost it. God knows what's happened to him.
Yeah, God knows. Guardiola's have to drop him a load of times.
I never liked him because of his neck tattoos and that. Like,
yeah, he had like a high smiley face on a tattoo on his neck or something. What's this guy doing, man? Like, come on, wonder.
I thought this guy I think he is.
I'll take up against him.
You're asking me now.
But he was
it's
good.
Weird how players change.
I didn't like him when he first arrived, Ederson, because their goalie was crap before him. They had Joe Hart before him. So when they got Ederson, like, I did think he was a good goalie, but he has gone down a bit, hasn't he, lately, Ederson? There's no denying it. No wonder playing behind that.
Yeah, Ortega's he was getting game time. I thought maybe he's injured on this, that, and the other, but he let 4 in the other day. It happens to players. One day they're great, next day they're not so great, you know. Injury, off-field stuff, things happen in life. But it's just weird that Alisson and Ederson both do it at the same time. But for me, I've got no worries about Alisson. He's going to keep a clean sheet today.
It took Guardiola about 3 seconds to identify that Joe Hart was a crap goalkeeper and get rid of him. He looked at Joe Hart for probably less than half a day and went, no.
Get this guy out of here.
Well, he couldn't play with the ball at his feet because he's Joe Hart. There's nicer man as he is and all that shit, like, and whatever. He couldn't play with the ball at his feet, which is definitely what Guardiola wants from a keeper, someone who can have the ball at the feet, don't he?
Yeah, he was the last of the old school goalies, maybe, you know, like couldn't really do it with his feet. Yeah, he can kick a ball, don't get me wrong, but this new modern day goalkeeping is on a different sort of ball game. They're like sweepers for me.
Yeah, Grobbelaar
sweepers with hands. You can use the hands.
There were other goalies like that years ago, but Grobbelaar was like one of the prototypes for that sort of goalie, like who'd come out and that and they sweep up on the edge of his box.
They do something different, so instead of the typical goalkeeping methods, you know what I mean? But football's changed a lot. That's why even if you can be a goalie as a kid, you better start playing football as well at the same time. Just don't concentrate on saving goals, you know? You better be good at your feet as well. That's the future of goalkeeping.
Yeah. Be nice to see also, I mean, be nice to see what happens with our corners. I think I saw someone else just pick it up on that. And by the way, it's cold. Dara was saying it's cold here because it's 7 degrees Celsius here right now. But it's cold because it's not cold when the sun's out, but the sun isn't out today. We got overcast today, so it takes away a little bit of that heat for us. That's why. Arsenal play in 10 minutes. So I thought Kate. I thought
did they have the?
Yeah, I saw him say it's 3-1. Arsenal win 3-1. I'm like, oh.
Okay, KJ, bro, what you doing there?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Mate, it's a safe bet Arsenal will score from a corner at least once today against Wolves. You wouldn't earn much for betting that, like.
Yeah. We'll see. So real quick, what are we going to do for scores? We got 10 minutes before the game starts. Not even, I'd say, let's see. Let me see how much time we actually literally have. Game starts in 8 minutes. So let's get a quick round the horn of what we think is going to happen with the goals, the scores. Any differences in your predictions? Let's go around the horn. JK, Lee, and then Brian.
I'm going 4-0. Gapco, Darwin, Salah, McAllister. I think that's what I said yesterday.
Okay. Darwin, McAllister. Okay.
Yeah, but Darwin off the bench, he ain't starting now, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to have Darwin off the bench for that one. How about for you, Brian? Or should be Lee. How about for you, Lee?
I'd like to predict a bigger win, but I'm going to be fairly circumspect in my predictions here and say that it's a 2-0 with 1 goal in each half. I'll say Salah and Szoboszlai get the goal. Salah and Szoboszlai, 1 in each half.
Okay.
2-0.
4-0. Realism Jared saying 3-1. KJ saying 2-1. Mark A saying 3-0. Red Armchair supporter saying, okay. What are you saying, Brian?
I'll say 3-1. Yeah.
3-1. They get a goal, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I still want to go 4-0. I think I'm gonna go, but I'm leaning towards what Max just said, 3-0, but I think I'll go 4-0. Why not? Live life on the wild side here, right? 4-1, Jean Gray saying. 2-0, Hyler saying. Diaz and Salah. Phillips got 2-0. Okay. No pressure today. Just 6 points ahead of Arsenal. They are going on to play the Wolves at their stadium or away, and I'm trying to think of as far as play today. Yeah, they play today too at Bournemouth, so they have a little bit of a big game on hand. Chelsea plays today, but they play later on. They play against Manchester City. That's probably a must-see for some. Bonkers got it 4-0. 2 goals for Salah, Diaz, and Dom, both scoring in this one. Okay. Sounds good. Well, before we allow for you guys to completely bounce, I'm going to allow for the guys to go around the horn to say anything before game time or before kickoff. Do you have anything to say to the people, JK?
For me, enjoy the game as always, and don't do no nitpicking. Like, this is good times right now. I've seen a lot of shows recently. People just nitpicking 24/7 on Liverpool. For me, the main thing for me today is 3 points and maybe get a signing before the window closes and hopefully get some contracts signed. And then that's for me the main things. On the pitch, we're doing what we're doing. So enjoy the game, people. Press the like in the chat as well.
There you go. And how about for you, Lee?
Yeah, just enjoy the game, everybody. Good luck. See you on the other side of it. Don't do too much nitpicking. I do remember the knit nurse actually from school. I was a small boy. Yeah, Nitty Nora, the busy explorer. Yeah, all the boys have to go and stand in the boys' toilets, and like she'd come in and check everyone's hair with her gloves on.
Oh goodness!
If anyone had nits,
goodness.
she put this smelly liquid on their head. If anyone,
Jeez, all right.
Oh, God. You want to get all these
Oh, my
Liverpool content
goodness.
creators in there?
Me, I
I
hate them.
know you got your school was wild with all the. people
We
that-
called them biddies, not nits. We called biddies when I was a kid. BIDDIES, biddies.
Realism. I said we need to do that. Not I think we're going to do it. If I think we're going to do it, I'll put a bet on that. We know we ain't signing no one. I don't think you're going to get the contract signed, but that's what we should do. Not nitpick on loads of other sort of things, in the game.
Mhm. I don't believe Curtis is in the lineup. I know. Actually, I did say I just saw Max say. I don't know if Curtis. I don't know if Curtis is playing today. I don't think he is. Yeah, Jones is in the lineup. Jones is injured right now, currently, which is kind of troubling. The coach did say something about that actually he did say that in the presser. But all Gucci. All right. Well, people, we're gonna let you guys go and enjoy the game so you can get settled in, so you don't miss the kickoff. So I can get the game on too here for us. So for all of us, I would like to say, Brian. Wait, Brian, did you say your piece? I don't think Brian said. Did you say peace out? You there, Brian?
I think he's feeding to the dog.
Yeah, he might be saying to
It's like, realism, Gerard, you ain't got me, bruv. Get a hearing aid.
It's cool. Yeah, Curtis is not in the squad. Yep. Brian said 9-0. Okay, RJ, we got you. We are gonna let you guys go. I guess I'll just say on behalf of Brian and Coco, and also for JK and Lee, that we hope that you guys have a great game experience. Hope that we can get this win, of course, and most of all, up the Reds, people, up the Reds. Let's get this win. We'll see you for the match reaction after the game, the viral match reaction. Hopefully, we have some very cool things to talk about. Let's say it like that. All right.
Peace.
Guys, take care, be easy, and certainly be safe out there. And we will see you at the end of the game. All right. Up the Reds and take care.